Hey, what's up YouTube? This is Nitro. I'm doing something that I wouldn't normally do and that I don't normally do, which is a review on a controller modification made by BGR Mods called the IntensaFire PlayStation 3. It is a 3-step install 8-mode sleeper. Before you go out and buy one, you want to make sure you have the right controller. There are 3 ways to do this. 1, either check the model number, which will be on the sticker that's on the bottom. I removed mine on both of my controllers, so I don't have them with me, but I will put them in the description for you guys. 2 is the way that it's made. The ones it will not work on, the bottom piece looks like this, and it doesn't have these attached to it. Instead, they're a separate piece of plastic that fits between the R1, L2, L1, whatever buttons. And the third way you can tell if your controller is compatible is just by opening it and seeing if it has these pins right there. If you can see these over here, the TP17, TP18, TP19, TP20, TP21, TP22, where the ones that aren't compatible look like that. And they don't have all the right pins, so it doesn't connect properly. Do not use these. Do not. You can use a black one, but don't use the ones that have those pins. Or that don't have the pins that this one does. Because the mod won't work correctly, or it won't work at all, actually, if you do that. So I'm going to get to installing it and showing you guys how it works. The instructions are all included on the package. You can get these, you can pick them up at bgrmods.com for $40. They're probably the most easy to install modification I've ever seen. That's it. I already unpackaged it and I already installed it, but I messed up on my first video, so I decided to just do it again. That is all it is. There's no soldering needed, and it's really simple to use. Okay, first, once you open it, on the bottom, you're going to want to take your controller apart, and there's 5 screws, which are that one right there, that, and then that. And whenever you pull it open, it'll be obviously facing like that. You're going to want to press in on that part right there to release this clip that you can see right there. And once you get that open, move the battery, of course, and this little clip right here, you're going to want to remove that by pushing. It'll be in there like this. You're going to want to push on the opposite side, like right here. You're going to want to push in on that, and it'll clip open because there's a little clip right here. I'll show you that right in there, but that just holds on to it. And once you do that, you take this mod, and there will be a little adhesive piece on the bottom of this that you will it's double-sided tape, and you'll peel off this little piece. I already did it because I did it before. And the way it works is there's little pins up underneath here. I don't think my iPhone will focus that close. It might, yeah, right there. You see those little bitty pins. And they touch on these little pins that are in this controller here on that main chip. So first, what you're going to want to do is take this and tuck those underneath the player 3 and player 4 indicators. It's going to be hard to do this with one hand. I don't have a tripod or anything to hold my phone. But yeah, you tuck those into there to where the LED lights are underneath the player 3, player 4 indicators. And then you take this and just snap it onto the main chip. You do not want to twist it, and you do not want to press really hard. So just put it on there. It should fit pretty snug, because they've made it that way so that they're sure that the pins are touching the right places. And then you're going to want to just fold that just a little bit. And now, this piece right here, make sure you put it back on the way that it was when you took it off. And put it on over this. I'm going to put my phone down so you guys can see this. but okay. You take this and you put it over the top of this to hold it all in place. It snaps in there pretty easy. And that's how that works. So it's pretty simple to install. Nothing hard at all compared to all the other mods where there's a bunch of soldering and wires and buttons and exposures. And the good thing about this one is since it's a sleeper mod, it is very, like, it's pretty much undetectable if somebody's looking at your controller, and you can change your speeds to whatever you want. It's toggle on and off by holding down different buttons. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to power on my controller, and then I'm going to hold down the left button on the D-pad until the mod comes on. My controller's dying, sorry. But yeah, once you do that, player 3 indicator should come on. That means the mod is working and is on. And I'll just go ahead and leave that on while I'm putting my controller back together, just to make sure nothing goes wrong. Alright, now that all the screws are in, you can see the controller is clearly back together. Everything's working fine. The mod is on. Means the player 3 indicator being on means that the mod is on and working. I drew on the bottom of it with a Sharpie randomly, I got bored. I'm gonna go ahead and put my FPS Freaks back on. These are, for those of you who don't know what they are, they're just USB extenders for the PlayStation or the Xbox. They work for both. They're about $10 at controlfreak.com. Control being spelled with a K. To anybody that's competitive and needs a little bit more accuracy or doing what you want to do, these, I highly recommend these. They are very good. They work very well. They're pretty simple. They don't look like they'd make a difference, but coming from a person that uses them, I really notice a difference, but I would recommend these. Now to change the modes, right now I think I'm on mode 1, unless it's still saved it from what I had last time. You hold down the right D-pad button for 4 seconds. You hold the left D-pad for 4 seconds to power it on, and well, it's on or off, and then the right D-pad button changes the mode. So right now we're on mode, I think, 1. Let's see, wait for it to blink. Now that's mode 2. Mode 3. Mode 4. Mode 5. Mode 6. Hold on, let me put my phone down here. Mode 6 is probably, it's a custom mode for R1. This is an 8-mode controller. This should be mode 7. And lastly, mode 8. And for modes 6, 7, and 8, they are all custom, like they're customized. So to customize the options or the speeds, 1 being the slowest, or 1 being the fastest, and 45 being the slowest, you hold down up on the D-pad until both 3 and 4 flash rapidly. And then you have a customizable option from that. I think I'm on the right mode. Yeah, there. And once those start doing that, you can use L1 to speed it up or R1 to slow it down. Now, to tell what mode you are on in these settings, the player 4 LED indicates 10s for the programmable mode, and the player 3 LED indicates the 1s for it. So 1 through 9 on player 3, and 1 through 4 on, or 0 through 4 on player 4. So right now, you press L1. That indicates that I pressed L1. That means it is on mode 1, because the player 3 only blinked 1 time. Now, this should go to 45, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, I don't get why they do it backwards, but 45, I believe, is 25 rounds per second, and mode 1 is 300 rounds per second. And yeah, this is that's mode 3, I think. But you can hold it down and it'll automatically change. No, you can't. But yeah, that's how that works. I'll get to using it on the PlayStation and show you guys how everything comes out, and just show you how everything works and what modes do what, and etc. etc. Alright, here we go.